Hello and welcome back to another iHeat video. This morning I got a phone call from a close friend of mine saying that his heating was not working. He said, do you know how to fix it? I said, of course I do. I could tell you, but instead, could we wait 8 hours for me to drive over to your house and we'll film a video about it? So here we are, and let's get his heating back on. After your free coffee of the day, you need to check the radiators inside the property. Do they have any heat to them whatsoever? You want to check the bottoms and the top to see if there's any heat in there whatsoever. If the radiator is cold at the bottom but hot at the top, this is due to sludge in the system and it is a bugger to get out. Or on the other hand, if you've got a warm radiator at the bottom but cold at the top, this is due to trapped air. And for this, you need to bleed the radiators using one of these, a bleed key. You head to the bleed point on the radiator, you open it up and let all the air escape. As soon as you start seeing water, stop and you've successfully bled the radiator. In this case, the radiator is cold at the bottom and cold at the top, which just means there's no heating going to the radiator. So let's dive a little deeper. We're now going to check the pipes that go into the radiator. Do they have any heat to them whatsoever? If they're stone cold as well, you know there's something wrong with the boiler and not just the radiators. But if they are warm, it means there's something wrong with the lock shield or the TRV on your radiator. And it could be as simple as they're just not open. So you open these up and let the water flow into the radiator. This is very uncomfortable, let's get up. Oh. Now before we head upstairs and check out the boiler, we're gonna try the thermostat and see if that's what the issue is. Okay, then here we have the thermostat. This is a Salus or Salus thermostat. It looks quite old. It definitely has power to it. You can see the screen is on, but it is currently in an automatic setting, which means it's been programmed by the owner of the house to come on at this certain time. The only issue is we don't know what that time is or what temperature it's set to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch it from automatic to manual, which means that we are now in control and we can override whatever programs he had going on. We're then gonna bump the temperature up as high as it can go. So we're currently on 25 degrees, that will do, just to see if the boiler will kick in. 9 out of 10 issues we have at iHeat with customers saying the boiler ain't working is to do with the thermostat. So watch tutorial, make sure you know what you're doing with your thermostat, and worst case scenario, if you don't, put it in manual and set it as high as it can go. That is our sense of the boiler, so let's go upstairs and see what the issue is. We're now upstairs, we're in the spare room. This is the boiler, it is a Main Eco Elite. Isn't very elite though, because it is not working, so let's figure out why. Open up the flap. You want to check the dials on the front of the boiler. We've got one here, which is your main. This is going to be when it goes off, water and both, so heating and hot water. On this one, we've got both selected, so we should be getting heating and hot water. Yeah, here we are filming this video. So over here, you've got your flow temperature, 51 degrees, that's perfectly fine. Here you've got your flow, so you can turn that up and down if you'd like for the radiator, but as I said, 51, anywhere between 50 and 65 is fine. And then your hot water temperature here, which he's got at 50 degrees, it could be 40, could be whatever, but let's leave it as it is, that's not the issue here. First thing I've noticed though is the pressure gauge is right on the line of 1 bar, which for me is just not gonna be enough. We want it between 1 and 1.5 bar, and this could be faulty, it could be something wrong with it where it's not actually at 1 bar, and that's what the issue is here. So let's turn up the pressure and see what happens. Just gonna switch to the phone so you can see this better. Here we go, underneath the boiler. You've got all your mains there, and then here is your pressure filling loop. So let's get this flap open. There we go. Pressure's lined a bit too close for me, so we're gonna reach underneath and open that tab, and there we go. All right, let's close these back up again, and we've now got the pressure up to around 1.5 bar, which means it's gonna be perfectly fine. And let's get this heating on. Yeah, so radiator's getting nice and warm at the bottom and at the top. TRV's open, nice and wide, and that lock shield is all good too. So heating's coming on nice and easy. I wonder if there's a leak and that's gonna drop the pressure, and that's what the issue's being, because as far as I can see, that works perfectly fine. The heating's just gone on, the radiator's getting nice and warm, there's no cold spots, so they're all being bled perfectly fine, but the pressure has dropped straight back down to near 0, which means there's definitely a leak on this system. Only issue is where is it? Straight back down, but in further inspection, there's this little rag down here, which is actually quite damp, which makes me believe the leak is coming from here. Yeah, that pipe's very wet. Okay, that goes into the condensate pipe, which means that is your PRV. All right, so not the ideal ending to the video. I wanted it to be an easy fix, like topping up the pressure or, you know, bleeding your radiators. But this boiler actually has a leak, so I'm gonna have to ring my mate and tell him it's gonna cost him an absolute fortune. I think in this case he's changed the PRV and the expansion vessel, and he should be back on there. But this could cost him between 350 quid upwards. So if it's the first time getting it repaired, definitely worthwhile. But if you had it repaired before, you might as well get a new one at this point. So if that's the case, head to iheat.co.uk, fill in a really easy quote, and we can have the very next day to install your brand new boiler. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has helped. Any more tips, leave in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been iHeat.